Okay, good day. So this is my first example para do sa topic nating z-test for a mean or one sample z-test. Sabi sa example number 1, a researcher believes that the mean age of doctors in a large hospital system is older than the average age of doctors in the Philippines, which is 46 years old. Assume the population standard deviation is 4.2 years. A random sample of 30 doctors from the system is selected, and the mean age of the sample is 48.6 years old. Test the claim at alpha 0.05. Okay. Now, so bago natin sagutan to using z-test, alamin muna natin yung assumptions for z-test kung naandito sa ating example number 1. Dapat daw, number 1, yung ating sample is a random sample. Okay? Correct? Tama. And the second assumption, dapat yung ating sample size is n greater than or equal to 30. So, ang ating sample size is 30 doctors. So, pasok siya sa assumptions for one sample z-test. Okay? Now, i-write down natin yung mga given. Ang given natin is the population mean 46 years old. Okay? We have the population mean 46 years old. That is mu 46. And then the population standard deviation is 4.2. And then n equal to 30. What else? Sample mean is 48.6. And our alpha value is 0.05. Now, what else pa ba? Okay, given din pala yung population standard deviation, so pwede natin gamitin sa z-test. Tandaan, kapag z-test, dapat known yung ating population standard deviation. And given naman yon, so 4.2, gamitin natin is z-test. Okay? And as I've said from my previous video, kapag unknown yung ating population standard deviation, gamitin natin ay t-test. Okay? So we're going to follow the 5 steps of hypothesis testing na nabigay ko sa inyo doon sa aking first video about z-test for a mean. And step 1 is we're going to state the null hypothesis, null and alternative hypothesis, and we're going to identify the claim. Okay, so that is our step 1. Tulad ko, step 1 is state the hypothesis. And identify the claim. Now, so alamin natin yung kanyang null hypothesis at yung kanyang alternative hypothesis. Now, yung ating null hypothesis, ibig sabihin nun, statement yon na yung ating sample mean do not differ from our population mean. So, therefore, our null hypothesis is mu equal to 46. Now, ang claim nitong isang researcher, doon sa large hospital system daw, yung mean age ng mga doctors doon ay older than the average age doctors ng Philippines, which is 46 years old. What does it mean? Ibig sabihin nun, one directional, yung ating pong null hypothesis. Okay? At yun ang claim niya. So, ibig sabihin, sabi niya, yun daw, sa large hospital system na tinutukoy niya, mas matanda from the population mean. Yung mean age ng doctors dun sa hospital na nabanggit. So, therefore, our null hypothesis is directional. Mu is greater than 46. At ito, yung claim ng researcher. Okay? So, ito yung ating claim. Okay. So, we already have the null and alternative hypothesis. The next step is we're going to determine the critical values. Step 2. Find the critical values. Para dun sa ating critical values, actually this is directional. So, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, isa lang yung ating critical value. Meron lang tayo ng dalawang critical values kapag non-directional or two-tailed test. So, we have here a one-tailed test. For the critical values, nabanggit ko sa inyo last week, yung mga value yung mga critical values natin at 0.05, 0.01, and 0.10 alpha values. Isulat ko na lang dito. Okay? So, ito yung ating mga value o ito yung ating mga critical values natin for values of alpha of 0.10, 0.05, and 0.01 for one-tailed and two-tailed. For one-tailed left, alpha equal to 0.10, the critical value is negative 1.28. And if alpha 0.10 at the right-tailed, we have positive 1.28. For two-tailed, that is plus or minus 1.65. For alpha equals 0.05, we have here negative 1.65 and positive 1.65 for left and right-tailed. For two-tailed naman, ang ating critical value of alpha at 0.05 is plus or minus negative 1.96. And at alpha equals 0.01, we have negative 2.33, positive 2.33, and plus or minus 2.58 for two-tailed. Okay? Now, ano yung critical value natin? If alpha is 0.05, directional, ibig sabihin po nito, right-tailed ang i-consider natin kasi the alternative hypothesis is mu greater than 46. So, ibig sabihin, nasa right side siya nung mean. Okay? So, right-tailed tayo. Kung sa normal curve, nasa kanang bahagi siya ng ating mean, which is equal to 46. So, right-tailed, 0.05, our critical value is 1.65. Okay? So, therefore, our critical value, that is CB equal to Z, na sometimes nilalagay ko tabular value or TV, okay, equal to plus 1.65. Napakahalaga niyan kasi kapag ang ating computed Z value ay nadun sa ating critical value, that's the time we reject the null hypothesis. Kasi yung critical value niyan, naran yung rejection region. Then we proceed to step 3. Okay? At ang step 3 natin is compute the test value. The test value. Sometimes itong test value nito, tinatawag nating Z computed value. At ito naman, ZTV stands for tabular value. Okay. Paano natin mako-compute yung ating Z dito? Using the equation na binigay ko sa inyo, we have Z equals, this is the C computed value. Huwag natin ilagay, baka maging critical value. Z, that is X bar minus mu all over sigma square root over square root of n. Okay? So, erase ko lang yung nasa taas. Okay, substitute natin yung given values para ma-compute natin yung Z. Okay, ito yung computed Z natin. So, we have Z equal to X bar is 48.6. 48.6 minus mu is 46 over sigma is 4.2 divided by square root of 30. And then, pag kinompute natin yan, our computed Z value is, that is 3.39. Okay? Yan. Okay, so meron na tayong critical value, meron na tayong computed Z value, and then the step number 4 is make the decision. Okay? Make the decision to reject or not to reject the null hypothesis. So, gawa tayo ng normal curve para maintindihan natin kung kailangan ba natin i-reject si null or i-accept si null. Okay? Okay. So, ang ating critical region ay naandito sa kanan. Okay. Ang kanyang critical value ay equal to 1.65. Okay. And then, yung ating computed z-value is 3.39. So, nasa kanan pa ni 1.65. Somewhere here. Okay. Okay. So, ito si computed z-value. We have here 3.39. So, ito yung area na kailangan nating i-reject si null. Okay? So, mapapansin natin, yung ating 3.39, which is the computed z-value, is greater than our tabular value of z, which is 1.65. What is our decision? Our decision is reject the null. Okay? Since z computed value, okay, equal to 3.39 is greater than the z tabular value, which is 1.65, or the critical value, our decision is reject null. Kasi siya ay nasa rejection region. Reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So what does it mean? If we reject the null, we accept the alternative hypothesis. And the alternative hypothesis is mu is greater than 46, which is the claim of our researcher. So, totoo yung sinasabi ng ating researcher na yung mean age ng mga doctors dun sa large hospital system ay greater than the mean age ng ating doctors sa Pilipinas, which is 46. Okay? So, that is our step number 5. Summarize the results. Okay, step number 5. Ito ko na ilagay. Summarize the results. Tama ba yung claim? Tama po. Naniniwala si researcher na mas matatanda ang average age ng ating doctors na sinabanggit niyang hospital system ay mas matatanda kumpara sa national average. So therefore, our answer is there is enough evidence, okay, to support the claim that the mean age or average age of the doctors in the system is greater than the national average of 46. Okay? So that is our answer for example number 1. Going to give you the next example para sa one sample z-test. Thank you.